we want to definitely overtake TikTok. I think it's going to be a very long-term play, but we can build an app where social media creators can build a following and earn, and even social media users should just earn doom scrolling and participating in social networks.
Alex, welcome back. How's it going? How are you? Good to see you on the Defiant again.
Thank you, Alp. Yeah, doing awesome. How about you?
Doing good as well. Looking forward to chatting with you. I want to start off with the orb you have in the background. How did you get that?
So I am very close to the WorldCoin team. One of my closest friends and actual roommates in my San Francisco house is Thiago, and Thiago is head of product at WorldCoin. He does a lot of interviews as well. And so we have an orb at our place. I've been scanning people at my place with no incentives though, because I'm just a friend. But yeah, very excited about WorldCoin as a project. Have run into many identity issues, and so I can feel the pain and why it would be helpful to have a global registry of all the unique humans. So yeah, excited about WorldCoin.
So it's an actual product. It's not like a demo. Like there's actual components inside it, and you can use it to scam people. The one you have in the background.
Yeah, it is a real orb that's in production, and just like any service providers, I could technically make a living of registering people with WorldCoin, scanning their eyes. Yep.
Can other people also attain the orb as well? Like this is something you can get a hold of?
If you sign up as an orb operator, yes. But not everyone can just buy it in like a shop or something.
Okay. And what are the benefits?
Yeah, for sure. So the benefits of scanning yourself is that you are identified online as a unique human. And so that's important for many reasons. If you need to prove that you are not a bot for XYZ thing. For instance, social media right now, you have to pay for Twitter for a check mark. Because it's like a way to show that you're not a bot. If the social media know you are a unique human, meaning that even if you scan yourself, you cannot sign to log in. You cannot log into Twitter twice. It's a proof of unique human, not just human. That way, social media can be free again. There's no need to subscribe again to prove with a payment that you're not a bot. You can prove that. I think social credit score will be helpful too. Blockchain is great. I actually wrote an article in the Defiant a while back around unsecured lending. And so right now there's no unsecured lending because there is no trust that you are a unique human. If you had a reputation that you could build in an anonymous way, in an open, transparent way, that would be awesome. WorldCoin also helps with that. And then in the future, if there's universal basic income or other types of airdrops at large scales, you want people to not be able to game the system. And so this is the ultimate way of preventing double claiming, which I guess is the opposite problem as double spending, but it's kind of the same thing where people can just have multiple accounts of the same thing and just, yield farm any airdrops or anything. And so I feel like it's really helpful. Plus their team is building an app that's kind of like a Venmo, but on top of Ethereum as a layer 2. And so I think a global Venmo, a global fintech payment app is in itself really helpful. Plus also the world ID system of scanning yourself and proving you're unique is also super helpful. So overall, love the WorldCoin project.
We recently hosted Alex Blania actually. And
awesome.
That conversation was really helpful for me because I had a lot of question marks and a lot of skepticism around the project, but that clarified a lot of nuances that I wasn't really clear for me or didn't really click with me. But as the orb holder, what are additional benefits that you have beyond just actually being a user?
So as an orb holder, I think there's not much. They actually deactivated the incentive, so I'm not even making money right now using the orb. I'm just scanning people, onboarding people to WorldCoin because it's pretty rare to get your hands on an orb. And so, yeah, it's just good fun, good decoration in my living room, but it's nothing too serious. Okay,
really cool, really cool. Well, let's move on to the main subject of the conversation then. Let's start with a catch-up. I think we should start with a catch-up because we hosted you at the Defiant almost 4 years ago.
Whoa.
I was just getting started working at the Defiant, and I was the one who edited your podcast at the time.
Thank you.
So yeah, big throwback here. So, but like we had a way smaller audience at the time. So maybe we should start with like you telling us who you are. Let's do a reminder and a quick refresher on you. But to kick things off, maybe I can say that you're the creator of ticker sign Alex. It's the first creator token. And from the conversation we had 4 years ago, I remember that you used the token as a fundraising mechanism to cover your expenses to travel to San Francisco to start a tech company.
Exactly.
So that's where I'll stop and let you fill us in the gap. What happened with that journey?
Exactly. And so I feel like that journey has been fulfilled because I'm calling in from San Francisco. I did start a tech company, a tech startup in the crypto space. I think what I didn't realize looking back with the Alex token was that the Alex token was actually the idea all along, because right now I'm making an app where anyone can create their own token and anyone can speculate on social media creators, just like people speculated on my future as an entrepreneur. And so, yeah, it's funny how like this mechanism itself, which is crypto using social media, led me to create a social media with crypto, basically. So really on brand, my journey has been since the Alex token. And so, yeah, traveled to the US, started Showtime, which was an art gallery. It was a bit like Instagram for NFTs. After that happened, I raised 8 million from Paradigm, Naval Ravikant, and other world-class investors. And then we kind of changed course from an NFT art gallery because the space changed more around collections and less about digital art. So it was more like CryptoPunks or Bored Apes. And so we had funding. So we're like, all right, it's a bear market, but why not iterate and experiment with different things? And so we did. 2022, 2023 was a little harder on the traction side. Not many people were checking out crypto. But a good thing that happened is infrastructure got better and better. And so at the end of 2023, we realized, well, crypto is getting cheaper and faster and easier to use. We should probably rebrand at some point because the Showtime brand was really confusing for people. They were like, oh, are you an art gallery? Are you doing some music stuff, which we did in 2023? Are you doing free NFTs? Are you XYZ things? And so because it was confusing, we decided, we tried too many things. We should start afresh. And also the tech is better, so we can start with an even better user experience. And so that's why we started Drakula, which is a crypto video app for short form video creators. And letting people speculate on content creators. That's the product today. And so happy to dive deeper into it.
Awesome. We're going to get into all of those milestones and highlights that you just mentioned. But I want to ask, why do you think it was important to travel to San Francisco to pursue your dream? Because from my understanding and the way I see it, like crypto has a very decentralized work ethic. Like there's a lot of remote works around the world where people are just contributing to different projects from different locations, different time zones. Like how was it beneficial for you to go to San Francisco?
So I think it's a good point, which is crypto is borderless. You can succeed from anywhere. I would say though, like San Francisco may not be the ideal city for crypto. Like for instance, it seems like New York is extremely active in crypto. New York by default is a bit more of a global city. And so because crypto is inherently global, it seems like New York is maybe the best place for crypto. I would still say though, like, I'm a crypto person, but at heart, I'm an entrepreneur. And to me, Silicon Valley is the best place for the most ambitious builders to stay. And so to me, coming from France, I had to move. Like France startup ecosystem, especially crypto, is very, very small. And so I had to move to another place if I wanted to build out a team. Yes, you can maybe work remote for a company. We have some remote employees from all around the world, but I feel like as an entrepreneur, it's easier all my connections, being other entrepreneurs and investors, has been really invaluable to me for fundraising or even just founder advice and support. And so San Francisco to me is still the best city for startups in the Western world. And so that's why I chose it. But it is true that looking back, now I'm feeling like, well, like it's not a make or break as much as I thought it would be. But I would say being in a major US city overall is still really beneficial. But is it, is New York, was New York a bad choice if I had chosen to move there? No. But San Francisco is like a good one to like work super hard and, meet as entrepreneurs and stuff. So it's more AI there. That's cool, and less crypto. But I'm happy here.
How did that work? Did you just get a one-way ticket, pack up your bags and leave? Or did you like have a plan to stay there, some friends or like some connections? How was the first initial move there?
For sure. So I had a bit of a crazy journey because the Alex token happened during COVID, like days after the last conference was open to the public. Just days after that COVID happened. And I launched the Alex token because I thought, there's no way I'm getting stuck in France. Like I have to find some innovative way. And so I did this. Then I got $20,000 of that fundraise. And then I did some consulting gigs because of my higher status in crypto. I did some marketing gigs here and there. And so, got maybe $50,000 in total. And I was like, all right, like that should be comfortable enough to move there. And what I realized is you actually cannot move to the US during COVID because it's not only for green card holders that you can travel. And so I went to the UK for like 2 or 3 months. And then in the UK, I was invited to go to Launch House, which was like a co-living house during COVID in Mexico. And then I realized, wait a minute, in Mexico, if you stay over 2 weeks, you can go to San Francisco. And I was like, oh, wow, like this is accelerating my journey. And so literally I told my mom, hey, like I'll be in London for 2 weeks. And I actually did not see her for like 6 months. And I moved to San Francisco. I was 3 months in a hacker house after my trip to Mexico. And it was like a hacker house with like, people who knew Sam Altman and like really like incredible young builders that really got me my initial network and support system. Although I'm also like an Interact fellow, which is like a group of young builders in San Francisco. So I had some connections there. But basically started there. And then I was like on an ESTA, so like a short-term tourist visa. I came back to France for 3 months in 2021 to finish my visa. And after the company had started, basically like on my tourist visa, I started Showtime, raised funding, found a co-founder. Like I did a lot on the tourist visa of 3 months. It was a very high pressure time because I was like, I'm not really in San Francisco long-term because I don't have a job. But fortunately, I did a lot of things very, very quickly, came back, got my visa validated, and then in May 2021, I settled. So it was a very crazy journey, and I had a lot of pressure in a short amount of time because I went on a tourist visa via many weird routes. And then whilst there, my time was very limited to raise initial funding and go. But because San Francisco is really amazing for builders, everything happened super fast for me. And so that was really amazing. So yeah, very grateful. But actually, it's funny that you asked that question because it's such a crazy time. Like looking back, like my life could have gone many other ways if like immigration rejected me, if I hadn't found the right people to stay with initially, all of these things, like it's really hanging on a thread. Like my life is like a bunch of different coincidences and things, but so far so good. Insane.
Very, very adventurous and inspiring, actually. Why do all that? Why do you put yourself through all of that?
I feel like I chose early on in my life to be extraordinary in the literal sense. Like I always wanted to make a dent in the universe, as cheesy as that sounds. Like Steve Jobs is my idol and probably biggest philosophical influence. And I always wanted to be the next great entrepreneur. And so actually that's maybe why I moved to San Francisco, because Steve Jobs lived in the Bay Area and is from California. And so, yeah, to me, that's my inspiration. And it's very different from the European lifestyle, which is more about enjoying life and less working hard. but I found that I'm super enjoying working hard, and I also get to enjoy a really amazing lifestyle. So it seems like a win-win for me. But yeah, I really want to change the world with technology, and I'm still pretty young, so it feels like I'm on a good track.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's get going. Let's move on. In the previous time we had you on, you said that token holders would have a share of your future earnings. So I was curious to know if is that still going on? Is that still a thing?
So it's over now because it lasted 3 years. And so I think in total, I gave back something like $80,000 or something. So like, I think they did like 4x on the Alex token. So it's not like venture scale return. It's not like, investing in the next Facebook, but it was more like altruistic / a little capitalistic. And so I'm happy to have given back the money and a bit more. Yeah, I think it's been exciting to finish the crowdfunding stuff, which happened from 23 to 26, and now I'm 27. And so yeah, the crowdfunding has ended. Now I think the Alex token is more like a meme coin. Like it's not really active. There's no utility, activated by me or anything. Right now, it's just people know I'm working on Showtime. Although it seems like the price action has been really going crazy lately with my new app. I feel like people are like, oh, like Alex is like back in crypto. So like we should buy the Alex token again.
Right. That was my next question, actually. I looked up your token and I saw some crazy activity going on, particularly the last couple of days. We're seeing a huge wick to the upside, almost like a 10x pump.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I didn't really look at the percentage, but it looks insane. And now we're back down as well. So that's attributed to your sort of new app. Is that the hype around the new app?
That seems like it. Like, not financial advice. The Alex token has no inherent value, but I think it was correlated to my app launch and being like, oh, like, if that succeeds, then I'm higher profile. And if I'm higher profile, like you could bet on my future fame with the Alex token. I think that's the rationale.
I want to get into Showtime. So this was sort of branded as like Instagram for NFTs, right? Can you take me back through the like initial goal behind Showtime, and do you think you achieved your goal with Showtime?
For sure. So I think the initial goal for Showtime was to make like a non-financial crypto app, like basically like finance is antisocial. If we want crypto to get mass adoption, we need a product that's exciting for people, that's not fully about finance stuff. And so we saw the rise of NFTs, and we're like, we want to be the discovery layer for NFTs, accelerate crypto adoption. And so I would say so far, like the space has still a lot to grow. Like, so my target, which was consumer crypto, so basically crypto and social media. Right now, like Warpcast, Farcaster is probably the biggest social network in crypto, and they have 300K users. At our company right now, we are approaching 30,000 users. Even though it's super exciting, it's only happening in a week for us since we launched. So like very excited to be here and all the early success. We are still like super far away from our vision, which is onboarding 1 billion people to crypto. So I would say like the space still has a long way to go, including us, but I'm still very excited about the mission. I feel like this is going to happen. And the past 6 months have been super satisfying in terms of the tech infra. And now last week, the traction is also there. So yeah, so long to go, I would say. Showtime, we rebranded, but it's the same entity. So Showtime continues for sure. We're still working on it.
What were your main takeaways and the challenges that you faced while building Showtime?
So I think one big challenge initially was that I started with very little resources because, I'm actually non-technical. Like I know a lot about crypto infra, but I don't know how to code actual web applications, nor design. And so I was just like this hyper energetic kid in 2021 trying to build an app. And so I had to recruit an engineer. And then the app was very light. It was read only. There was no smart contracts, no crypto active component. which is good because we branded it as social at first and just like Instagram and just user interface. But I feel like building out a team was a challenge. Now I feel much more confident 3 years in. I feel like I matured a lot as an entrepreneur. And then crypto markets obviously being correlated to our traction. Like right now we are in the early stages of a new bull cycle, and we can see we already are getting traction. So that's very exciting. But in 2020, I did the Alex token. I felt very successful. In 2021, likewise with Showtime or fundraising. And then 2022 and 2023 was very tough. It was really hard. People were not really checking out crypto as much. And I feel like one thing I realized is that crypto still should be somehow financial to attract the mainstream. I think at first I thought, oh no, like, no financial is better. But now I'm thinking more like content creators and users of social media should be paid for the work they do. And they should not try to find some alternative revenue streams. And so we can solve this. And so right now, Drakula, our new app, is super speculative, but we are planning on lessen the speculation element, but not removing it entirely, because speculation is a form of a superpower for a crypto app that can really outcompete traditional social media companies. Anyways, so yeah, lots of learnings on so many aspects, on the infrastructure, on the user behavior, on how to build products, how to build a company. And so it all led to this. I'm very excited, but still, I would say overall, I still have a lot to learn as an entrepreneur. But it's been a great journey.
Last time we had you on, you said something in the lines of selling tokens of yourself will soon be as common as starting a blog. And we saw the first sort of iteration of that idea with Friendtech. We see a lot of creators going to Friendtech to sort of creating their own chat rooms and incentivizing people to buy tokens to participate in those chat rooms. And there was a huge financial and speculative element to that. And I think now a good follow-up to that idea is now we're seeing in audiovisual space, which is your next project, Drakula. So can you tell us a little bit more about why it's called Drakula? Why did you go for a horror theme?
Yeah, for sure. So we may want to make our brand a bit softer at some point, but the rationale is we are in December 2023. We start our next project. We want to change our brand because people know so many different things about Showtime because we changed so much. And so all right, it seems like some of our audience back then, musicians in Web3, were using TikTok a lot because any musician was using TikTok. So we saw some crypto people being in short form videos. That was one reason. Two, we're all right, if we want to go after TikTok, because it's the biggest social media right now, the world's most popular content type is videos. If we want to go after them, we want to be quite brash and loud. And we have no users. They have all the users. And so being super brash would be great. And three, I think it was just a fun reference to vampire attacks, which is a popular thing in crypto where you attack a competing app. And so we were how do we go about vampire attacking TikTok? And initially we started thinking about the app in December, and December 16, TikTok started paying less creators in the US for short videos, less than 1 minute. They wanted to only reward people for videos over 1 minute to compete with YouTube, which pays creators a little better. And so we saw this and we're okay, that's interesting. There's maybe something for us because TikTok cannot really scale. As they grow, their creator fund gets thinner and thinner. And so it's a worse deal as TikTok grows in traction. Turns out that's not the news that was the bigger news when we launched, because it was more the TikTok ban bill in Congress. We launched last week. On the exact day, TikTok was moved in Congress to be banned. And so I felt that's kind of destiny. And I feel like we can overtake them.
Yeah, that was a great timing. When did you decide to make the switch from Showtime to Drakula? And how was that realization? And what made you want to pivot to this new format?
So the number one thing was We tried so many different things with Showtime. People were confused. So brand confusion, let's just reset the brand. Even our engineers, like we were iterating, so we kept on adding features. And so we had a lot of tech debt. Engineers were just spending more time, and it was so hard to kill the past features that didn't work out. And also, being brash, trying to have a loudest launch possible. Like people are complaining right now on Farcaster and Twitter, like, oh, like I don't like this brand. It's like really scary and stuff. We didn't want it to be scary. We wanted it to be like fun and cartoon-ish. But what's funny is we were like, but like if we had launched with like a more bland name, we don't know if it would have been as, as loud and big bang of a launch. So overall, I'm so happy. I would not change a thing. But like our brand is definitely like a bit out there, and we broke some design rule. Like usually red is associated with like bad things, and you don't want to put red in your app theme. But we were like, by breaking a design theme, we kind of like, differentiate from the pack and really be unique. So we'll probably change at some point to something else, but it was a fun brand to start with.
How would you describe the core mission of Drakula?
Yeah, for sure. So the core mission of Drakula is twofold. The first one is we want to definitely overtake TikTok. I think it's going to be a very long-term play, but by aligning with Farcaster, by being empowered by the open social graph of the on-chain world, we can build an app where social media creators can build a following and earn, and even social media users should just earn doom scrolling and participating in social networks. So I would say have an app that's very successful for sure, that has 1 billion users. And then I think in parallel, long-term, also having a social network protocol, a social graph protocol, where the user base we have at Drakula, it can be used by other apps as well. So if you want to take your social graph from Drakula and move it around to other app, I think that would be really good. And so in that respect, I think Farcaster solves some pieces of the puzzle, but perhaps not all of them. I think Farcaster is not really doing monetization. And we could have some piece of the puzzle, like, your creator token could be rendered and unlock different things on different apps. And so there's no one building this. And so we could be the creator token protocol in the future. Let's
get into like a user journey. How does it work? Can you run us through how a user onboards and actually uses the product, and tell us about how people can get involved with Drakula?
Yeah, absolutely. So Drakula today is made for Farcaster users in mind. So it's not super mainstream or easy to understand. But if you know about Farcaster, if you know about decentralized social media and Twitter, the flow goes that way. You go to Drakula.app and you're asked to sign in. Preferably you sign in with Farcaster because we display your username so people can cross-check your username on Farcaster to check you're legitimate. Then you are presented with a deposit screen. On that deposit screen, you can either input ETH or DEGEN, so you send it from your wallet to your Drakula wallet. And so DEGEN is like one of the main Farcaster meme coins, or ETH, obviously, like the main currency of all layer 2s, on Base. And so that's the only transaction you need. After that, we have it covered for you. And you can go on the app, there's a feed, you can scroll videos. If you like a creator, you can buy it from a model. And then you can check out trending to see all the trending creators. And you can buy the biggest creators you see. You have your own profile, you can upload videos. When you upload a video, it also has the option to be cross-posted to Farcaster. Automatically, we feed the video. So it's a really composable Lego bricks between social media. And the last thing I'll say is everything you do on the app is incentivized, is gamified with our point system that we call Blood. And so you earn this point system for using, engaging, inviting friends, having friends buy tokens from creators. Everything is counted and quantified. And, this is just a Web 2 system for now, but maybe in the future it could become on chain. I'm not exactly sure. But we have a loyalty program system, basically.
And once users purchase a creator's token, how do they have exposure to the upside of the growth of that user?
So the exposure to the upside is a bonding curve. So similar to Friendtech or BitClout or other projects, it is simply something that goes up and down depending on the demand. And so the higher the supply is, the higher the price is. However, I am aware of the limitations of this model because it's pure speculation. There's no fundamentals. And so we are exploring ways of lessening speculation, making sure the price stays affordable as demand goes up, and other things like this. So definitely aware, and we are working on it. I would say, though, I think we are transparently a casino. Like this funny game of a bonding curve. Like we're not hiding behind grand assumptions of, being super serious. But yeah, right now there's no real fundamentals. It would be cool, though, to tie it to your views to kind of correlate the price increase with how many views you have. I think that sounds really great. Yeah, that's interesting.
You brought up the idea of lessening speculation. Like, do you have any ideas on that front? Any more you can elaborate? For
sure. So like if you make it a spectrum where Friendtech is the most extreme, where, Friendtech price increases a ton and entering a group chat costs tens of thousands of dollars, to Patreon on the other end of the spectrum, where Patreon is very altruistic, but you cannot actually raise as much money and live off your passion as a content creator. We believe that there are potential protocols and smart contracts. One example is Fabric with Fabric.xyz, who is a protocol where it is a fixed subscription price, like Patreon. And at the same time, there is an early subscriber reward where whenever you subscribe, if more people subscribed after you, you get a small reward of these future subscribers. And so it seemed like the best of both worlds, where the price is stable. It doesn't get unaffordable if a creator goes viral. But at the same time, like users and subscribers can make money of being early, and they have a financial stake. And so this is called Hypersub on the Fabric protocol. And we are heavily considering switching to them at some point, or at least letting creators opt in. The people who still want to do the casino game, fine. I'm sure there's a lot of demand for this still. And we're excited about the launch last week on the basis on like that exact model. But I'm also excited about creators doing it on this new model as well, which has less speculation.
So you've been live for roughly a week, right?
Yep.
What stats can you share with us? I was following on Twitter that you're constantly increasing your trading volume. Daily active users are going up. What are some key highlights, current updated numbers that you can share with us?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm checking as of now. So far, I would say like the stats I'm the most proud of is that we have made, checking right now, we have made $250,000 to creators in the bonding curve fee. So people have been buying and selling creator tokens, and creators keep a 5% share of every trade. And so $250,000 have been disbursed to creators. That's without the creators themselves buying and selling, just the trading fees they earn from the mechanism. And we have 25,000 users, I would say. Maybe a bit more now, but that was the latest time I checked. And so we have $5 million of volume in 1 week. It's been increasing quite a lot. And so I think in DEGEN tokens, that is around, we just passed 600 million DEGEN in volume. And so some people have commented on this saying, well, like that's not totally fair because DEGEN has gone up in price a lot. And so that's a very interesting thing for us. It's like our launch has actually made the DEGEN token skyrocket in price, which in turn grew our volume numbers in DEGEN counts. So it is $5 billion. Definitely was not $5 billion as of a week or two ago, as of last week when we launched. But in pure DEGEN count, it is 600 million, which is still like a really impressive number in our minds. So yeah, I think we're focused on growing users though over volume. One thing I would say is we have $5 million of volume, which is super incredible, especially given the fact that we are not really made to be purely financial. The average trade on the app is around $100 to $200. So that's a lot of trades. I think we have over 15,000 trades at this point.
15,000 trades with average trades of $100 basically. And a couple of creators.
Maybe now it's a bit more because of the price of DEGEN, which is why now it's $5 million in volume.
Got it. And the creators have earned $250,000 in a week. That is an astonishing number, actually. And they receive this money in DEGEN tokens, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's really wild. Plus, like, I think what's exciting to us is like we did not really do something where the peak mania, like we did not exploit some peak mania coin. Like we chose DEGEN, which was the main cryptocurrency used for Farcaster for tipping. It raised a funding round from venture capitalists. So it's like a real team behind it. And we increased their utility to be like, hey, you can now bet on social media creators from Farcaster. And so I think it's good. Plus, the coin has like a pretty small market cap objectively. I think it's like 100 million, 150 million. And so to me, like in this bullish market, obviously not financial advice, but it seems like it has room for more growth. And so that's more money in the hands of creators. And so I'm very happy to see the early price movements of the past week, but obviously not financial advice.
Let's get into the DEGEN token partnership a little bit more. Why collaborate with them? Why particularly this coin?
So the reason is because DEGEN is the leading meme coin on Farcaster. It is used as the main tipping currency on the app. Even the UI changes when you like type DEGEN, like the like button turns into the DEGEN logo. So it's been super exciting to partner with that community. And we have new technology which lets us literally buy in DEGEN without even paying gas fees or anything. And so we thought the technology we have enables us to, pay in something other than ETH for the first time in a very easy way. So that's why we chose it. Plus also when we thought about doing DEGEN, we talked to the DEGEN community, and Jacek, I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, Jacek said to us he would give us a grant of 10 million DEGEN if we were to implement their token. And so we got a grant. And then because of our success the past week, they already gave us a second grant. So now we have twice the amount. And so we are about to announce very soon an on-chain creator fund. And so we'll have like actually a pretty big budget to pay out creators to create videos on our app. So I'm very excited about that.
Interesting. So that's going to be an incentive mechanism to onboard creators?
Exactly. Yep.
You already brought this up, saying that like the $5 million volume is due to the increase in value of the DEGEN token. So how do you see this playing out in the long run? Because clearly we're in a bull market. It's meme coin season. Yep. How do you see this turning out in the near future or in the extended future? Yeah,
for sure. So I really feel like it's a good position to ride the meme coin season for our company. We have a lot of things to improve to make the algorithm better. But culturally, for sure, like I think we are at the right place in the right time to really ride this meme coin season. But again, we want to be a consumer crypto app that goes beyond speculation. And so we will do bold moves to try to make our app more useful and less about DEGEN coins and more about potentially USDC that gets abstracted in the UI as just a dollar sign. So we have plans to lessen speculation, but I would say short term, it's really good to have that community with us. And it seems like such a win-win. Like we boosted their token price, we added utility to their app, and in exchange for us, now we have a fund to reward our creators. And so it really, really feels bullish for meme coin and company partnership. Plus, this is not, equity in our business. This is not a token of ours. So there's a lot of legal overhead that we kind of skip over now by using their token, which I believe is helpful. So yeah, honestly, like a good partnership.
So let's get into the point system. Tell me more about that. How does it work? How do you incentivize user engagement with that?
Yeah, for sure. So the more you use Drakula, the more you earn or point system called Blood, which we may change because it is a little bit like suggestively violent, but we try to make it fun and cartoonish. So you can gain Blood for posting videos, although that actually may be the one incentive we're taking down because people are gaming the system. But basically buying tokens, sharing your profile link or your video link. There's like an invite code on the URL. So we keep track of the people that you invited. We keep track of if people you invited ended up buying some tokens. And so you earn Blood basically for using the app and growing the app. And then you can tip Blood to content creators in the feed. And so we think of it as like a like button on a spectrum. And so if you really like a video, you can tip a lot of Blood. And that's going to tell our recommendation algorithm to make your video rank higher. So in a sense, Blood is the attention currency on our app that you earn for growing the app, and you can spend on elevating whoever you want up our feed.
I created an account last week. I was excited to try it out. I posted a video. I got 2 views. How do I get more views from publishing? Like, is there an algorithm to get my video out in the feed or something?
That makes sense. So our feed right now is really low quality because we haven't worked on it too much. I think our app is mainly crypto technology and not machine learning, video recommendation technology. I would say what I recommend is posting on Farcaster. We even have Farcaster Frames, which is, the killer app, like the mini app in a Farcaster tweet that we call Cast. And so if you post a video on Farcaster, you may get a retweet from the Drakula account. People will check out your video directly. And so I think that's how you're going to get views. And then I think if your video gets popular, you will be on the feed, although we are really working hard on the feed right now.
And what's the format? Like, I know it's vertical videos. Is there a duration count for how long the video can be?
No, actually, there's no duration count. I think we have some upload limit, but it's very wide. And so, I think you can upload pretty much anything you want. And it can get automatically cross-posted to Farcaster. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone with this technique. So it's short form videos. I think we ask you to own the copyrighted music you may use. So like indie artists can use Drakula, but not necessarily labeled just yet, unless the labels agree, of course. But we want to stay careful. But it's definitely like TikTok.
What are the ways people game the system when earning Blood rewards?
So we had a couple different errors. I think one was like, as a creator, you could earn Blood for being tipped by other people, and so people were tipping themselves, and the system was not registering and subtracting it fast enough, and so they just kept tipping themselves, and so it created a loop. So we closed that loophole. Another one was creating a video is not something that's on chain. And so you can just create a bunch of videos. And so we also stopped that incentive. So it's interesting how successful our system has been. Like even right now, if we go to Farcaster, I think more than once per minute, there is a post on Drakula because it earns, it pays you money to get people to sign up to the app, sharing the link. So it's been a pretty crazy experiment, but I'm excited that the incentives are working. And that it's definitely exciting people, and we can flexibly govern the point allocation before putting it on the blockchain.
What updates and other features can we expect next at Drakula?
For sure. So one thing is a better feed, like trying to make the feed more exciting. More moderation of content that shouldn't be on there, like not safe for work content, copyrighted content. And then more content that you love, potentially content from Farcaster, which brings me to my second point. We want to be more Farcaster aligned, to make sure people are the people they say they are on Farcaster. It would be good to cross-check. That's one thing. Your social graph, your following. I think just anything that's in between the two platforms to make us the leading Farcaster video client is definitely going to be like the short-term goal in the future. Farcaster is really exciting. They have 300,000 users, and I feel like they're going to grow a lot in this market, and so do we. And we want to grow together. So I think merging with Farcaster short-term is going to be a big deal for us.
And what are the challenges awaiting Drakula, do you think?
So there's a couple challenges. There's going to be challenges around copyrights. Like, we are monetizing things. And so, some people have asked me, are the videos NFTs? And I keep replying, well, we wanted to do it initially, but turns out for copyright reasons, we first need to screen the video before letting people earn money off your content if it's copyrighted. So there are some like legal engineering checks we need to do. Then making sure the algorithm is great is kind of a big deal. It's not really something that a team like us in crypto is specialized in. It's AI, which is like another field of expertise. I think just like growing the app, I think in terms of growing the app, like how do we bridge to the mainstream from the crypto natives? Like how much do we tune down speculation, but also not too much that people stop caring because they don't earn as much money. So tuning down speculation is also something we're going to do. And that's also a challenge. So a bunch of different things, but be reassured that we'll try to be as loud as possible, make bold moves, try new things, and not be afraid of doing crazy things on the blockchain.
So tell me about what success looks like for Drakula. What's the end goal? I know you mentioned 1 billion users, but how do you get there?
So I think we get there with Farcaster alignment. I think this year we could probably have 10 million users, best case scenario. If the app gets better, if you release on Android. How do we get there? I think just purely off the speculation craze right now, if we follow that for like a month or two, that would be great. Then as crypto infrastructure gets better, mainstream features like pay with credit card, cash out to your bank account will be very useful. Then after this, a less speculative model would be helpful. And then adding new revenue stream, like maybe the video, it becomes an NFT, adding utility and perks. So like maybe the token you bought on Drakula unlocks some things inside the app on Drakula or on other apps. And so then diving into a protocol more where there's other apps on top of Drakula where like you can discover with our feed creators. And then once you buy their token, you unlock a whole different internet on many different websites. I think that would be exciting as well. So I think there's honestly a lot on our plate right now. It's been a week. I think as a team, we need to go back to the drawing board and be like, all right, what do we do next? Because we had so many fires as a team. The site went down for a little bit. But I would say like to go mainstream, we have to have the tools, the blockchain infrastructure tools to be easier to buy with credit card, cash out to your bank account, and also the pricing mechanism of creator tokens to be a bit more sustainable long-term, and also not make fans lose money. I think we talked to the Mr. Beast team. We talked to a lot of big creators, and they said, we do not want fans to get burnt. This is a no-go for us. And so please find a better model, which is why potentially like the Fabric protocol fixed price model could work.
Do you have any final words to share with our audience, Alex?
Yeah, I'm excited about the Drakula Creator Fund that we're about to announce soon. I'm not sure when this podcast will be recorded. I'm excited to get people to use the app more for videos. I believe that it's amazing that you can do trades on the app, and we welcome the thousands of trades in the past week. But I think making videos and aligning ourselves with Farcaster is really our goal right now. Please make videos, keep sharing Drakula, and give us feedback. We're always open to feedback. But it's been an amazing week, and we're excited to build alongside the Farcaster community and everyone.
Well, awesome. It was great to have you back, Alex, and we're really excited about the future of Drakula. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.